you know, Medusa needs items as well, so that should delay the time. And I think you have the kings of anti-aggression, where when Lesh comes to hit a tower, just bring the arena, just prevent that engagement, and then delay your game. So I think I prefer Alliance's draft, because, you know, yesterday was a story of win early, but then you suddenly just make one mistake and you lose, and that's kind of what the PSG vibe's going for right now.
All right, so both of my panelists are liking Alliance's draft. They look like they have a comfortable one for their first game here indeed. Let's see if PSG.LGD can turn those tables. We're going to find out together with Moxie and Kyle.
Prepare.
Thank you so much, Sheever. We've got a great game ahead of us, and we're going to get a chance to finally, you know, take a little peek at Clinkz with these changes that have happened here over on the main stream. Kyle, we discussed a little bit about this over in the green room. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm a big fan. It's really funny because a lot of my old Han friends like Moon Meander noted that the new Q on Clinkz is actually lifted from Heroes of Newerth Forsaken Archers, like volley, which... I don't know why we know that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a cool ability because the hero never really had any flash farming. Kind of was what was missing. You were fully single target. You're kind of like a carry bounty hunter at times, where it's like if you're finding kills, you're useful. Otherwise, you're getting out farmed. Traditionally, I think a very good matchup against the Medusa. And it'll be interesting to see how PSG.LGD's minus armor stacking functions, because it's traditionally not ideal against Medusa because your mana shield absorbs damage before reductions anyway. So you're effectively at 0 armor when you're using mana shield. So we'll see how it plays out. Also, Wyvern, Alliance still leaning on it. Yeah, it was nerfed. Hero's still pretty damn strong.
All right, well, looks like we've got some skirmishing here for the rune, but Alliance is just going to back off. Don't want to do too much here, but we'll get a couple nice clicks off here on Faithbien and set them up to have a nice lane. I think it's also very interesting the fact that, I think Kips actually mentioned this over on Twitter, the fact that Alliance, you know, you look at this draft, right? It's very reminiscent of drafts that they played during DPC Season 2. But now, you know, a lot of these heroes, they've got some really nice buffs, especially, you know, the Batrider. We've seen Limp do quite a few things with this. Very good. And it just so happens that this is kind of their patch.
It was really mid-bat specifically that got buffed, because the napalm damage is just a boon to your last hitting. But more importantly, Firefly doubling damage at level 1. You were keeping that skill level 1 for some time. A lot of bats would sometimes skip Flame Break, but now I think 3-1-1 is the 100% build, which means 4 or 5 napalms on a Lesh, and suddenly Xiao Hui's in a ton of trouble. So it's a rough lane for Leshrac. This is not something that you really enjoy. Yes, you see he starts with the stick, he'll be able to spam lightning, but you know, you find yourself out of position, you're just dead. So look to see Limp bully here.
Y down in the bottom lane, taking some damage from Hanscon, just making sure that he can't harass his core over lane. And Nico Baby is getting a bit bullied here by Faithbien.
Yeah, this is a rough setup. I'm surprised they got so much damage off. Level 1, but that is the power of ET.
Oh, bottom lane. It looks like they'll find the kill on Y. Can they get anything in return? No, Hanscon, he's just too fast, and they were not in position to punish.
Looks like they just got level 2 first. Immediately go in. Mars very effective. You're able to get the rebuke into the spear. But we'll see. I think Alliance, as the game progresses, end of the day, they will scale. They've just got so much incredible team fight. Yeah, Wyvern's laning is nerfed, but Curse is still busted. Like that spell is still absolutely insane to just cancel out damage coming from a BKB core, potentially, you know, forcing him in the late game just to kill off a support.
I remember what it was like when it first came out. You were actually able to do damage on top of everything. Like that was
so broken.
I got a lot of MMR when that hero came out, but. Yeah, you know, it's definitely got a lot of value. And we're seeing a lot of the teams, they really kind of favor something that's able to, you know, just not cancel out the BKB, but, you know, waste time, hold them in place, counter it. And, you know, in this case, we're seeing that Wyvern. You've got, you know, plenty over on the side of PSG.LGD with the
we'll see,
Venge and whatnot.
We'll see how Venge plays out. I've played a ton of Dota, and Crit actually banned me from picking Venge. He said I should never do that again. Obviously, there were some changes. Sind mentioned the damage reduction now on the swap, but I like it a lot more with spread damage carries, and there's a lot of natural synergy with heroes like ET. Yeah, Clinkz is a rocket, a ton of physical damage,
right?
But I really prefer it with heroes like Luna, like Gyrocopter, Medusa, that kind of just play as both your frontliner, and your source of damage. Clinkz has to be a bit more mobile. You're not really something that can just stand there and hit the tower and count on any tankiness to save you.
I mean, he's set up like an assassin or one of those heroes, sort of like a Slark, right? He wants to dip in, hit a couple times, dip out, regen, sort of deal. So it makes sense that, you know, you don't want to be sitting in the middle of everyone because you're just too squishy. I mean, you get better as you go on, obviously, with the Death Pact. But and Nico Baby's just walking right under this tower, giving him some smacks. He's found himself SMG, and look at the punches here. Looking for the stomp, but not going to be able to quite land it. Courier just wandering on through, a little bit too close to that tower and the heroes. So he will end up losing that Courier.
That's unfortunate, although, whoa. FNG, careful, my friend.
Yeah, well, he's got himself the heal, the cold embrace. Spies him just a bit more time. Doesn't have that Arctic burn to fly over the trees, so he's going to try to hide over in the tree line. But look at XinQ. He does so much damage. Forced to pop the Fairy Fire, followed up with the Burrow Strike. Nico Baby can't do much of anything here other than just watch, maybe get a couple of these value clicks off as FNG does indeed fall.
Nice dive there. They didn't take a single tower shot. They had already pushed the creep wave in thanks to Faith Beyond backlanding with the Sandstorm. This is part of the reason Sand King's just such a nice hero nowadays. It's very tough if you can escape like the first 2 levels. You just farm, and there's not much anybody can do to stop you. Meanwhile, Zhao doing all right mid lane. Limp is a bit ahead, but a lot of that CS is, of course, the easy camp.
Nice bit of save here coming out from S4. Looks like going to be able to protect the Willow. But yeah, you know, again, it's one of those things where Lip's just a fantastic mid laner. And again, he's played this quite a bit. So I'm sure he's very familiar with the matchup and knows how to best maximize it here.
Yeah, Lip is incredible mid player, has been for some time. But I do fear for PSG.LGD in the sense that their lineup is very reliant on momentum. They're going to want to take towers, utilize a quick blink on SK to find kills.
Ooh, get that lasso for the first time over in the mid lane. Zhao 8, he's still alive, still.
Nice stomp.
Nice stomp coming out now from the Elder Titan. Zhao 8, he realizes they've got nothing to cancel out the TP, so he can just run away. But it was a good rotation here from XinQ, just absolutely prepared for when that lasso came out.
Yeah, that's the danger though, because this Batrider, you know, combine it with a bunch of disengage from your Wyvern, your Mars, your Medusa. Later on in the game, it'll be much simpler for Limp, especially post BKB, just to find kills on any core. You know, they'll just follow up and drop the hammer. PSG.LGD, they have to be in the right place, right time, have extra numbers, and soon look to rotate, maybe take some early towers.
Dire's top tower.
It feels like PSG.LGD recently have been favoring these very, like you said, they're high momentum drafts. You need to get started and have that snowball going, and then you need to kind of take that momentum and end the game before the other teams, usually speaking, are able to hit their peak potential here.
Let's see, Limpy's trying to clear the stack.
Clear the stack, maybe get himself a kill along the way, as Y taking so much damage. Hanskin making his own rotation. There's the root, and they just need a little more damage. There it is. A nice kill here for Hanskin.
I think he would have disjointed. I think he did disjoint the stomp. Might have been out of range as well. A really nice usage of the illusion rune. Already arcanes on Zhao 8, but I don't know. Look, I know he's the director. He's an incredible Dota player. Used to be an incredible Dota player. He's still like 10k MMR, but it's very difficult to replace.
I'm he's higher MMR than you, Kyle.
He's playing a little more Dota, but
it does a little
nothing to say is irreplaceable. Like, end of the day, Zhao 8 could be like one of the best 10 players in China, but he's trying to replace a man who might be just the overall best.
They are so bottlenecked over here. Spirit connecting over onto the Vengeful Spirit. Limp just dragging all that Firefly around. Got some of that storm, but not quite enough as they will end up losing Zhao 8. Nice save though coming out from the Wyvern. Will be able to get the kill onto Y. To see Ame down to the bottom line, but he gets dragged up to the high ground. There is no one there to save him. Curse Crown comes up. He's trying to finish off S4. I don't think he's going to be able to. They eradicate the Clinkz.
That is a very difficult area to contest. PSG.LGD, they're walking up the high ground, and really nice lasso there from Lim just to drag Clinkz right up, find another, and the hero is just not really great. The one guy you probably want in this fight trying to take a stack is Faith Beyond, but he was farming his own jungle in the meantime. Zhao 8, an unfortunate stun here. We're going to see it in just a moment. We slow motion and just didn't really hit much of anything. Ends up going down. But yeah, contesting a stack like this, very difficult against heroes like Mars and Bat. And we witness why.
Well, I mean, they were all bottlenecked, too. It's like the perfect storm situation for Mars. He wants you to be all clumped up together. And, you know, it's just very lucky that Xingqiu was just a little bit faster and could get outside, but ends up paying heavily for this.
The supports as well of Alliance are just going to be more impactful earlier on. Like, ET Venge, good in lane, sure. And later on, the auras and the minus armor will be very effective. But, you know, a level 3 Venge, you throw out a stun and a wave, like, then what? That's your hero use.
Which is often you consider, like you said, they're trying to be very momentum-based, but they have these supports that are, you know, going to be more impactful towards the later end and stages of the game.
Like, he went for a much more early offensive roaming build, you know, instead of the rush blink that you'll see mind control pick up almost every game. Phase, Soul Ring, like the Ring of Health. So this is much more about trying to control your lane and then rotating around, but it's, you know, there won't be a blink for some time, so he's gonna have to be smart with the movements. They did get top tower, and now they're denying Medusa her triangle. So really nice map control from PSG.LGD. They're down kills, but they're up gold. They want to force Nico into his ancient triangle and just kind of keep him there. Although there is a nice stack for him, so he's okay with that for now.
It's like being told, go to your room, but you have, you know, a TV and a gaming system in there. It's more than happy to go over and hit base.
Nowadays, if you want to ground your children, you got to actually send them outside. It's like, Mom, I want to stay in and play video games all day.
Bottom lane, S4 getting stunned. Curse Crown gets dropped. They drop the arena as well. They're going to try to make him pay for these aggressive moves. So he's already used that Epicenter Faith Beyond, though. Still looking at S4. Not quite able to get the kill just yet. Hanskin waiting around. He is going to fall. They need one more hit over at the Faith Beyond, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it. S4 falling here.
Nice movement. That was huge. If they lose here, you start to feel the game start to get a little complicated, but that's some very necessary XP for Zhao 8 specifically. I think he gets like a level and a half off that, so suddenly he's got max edict, and towers can start to fall as he looks to continue pressing bottom, forces the glyph immediately. Now the hood. I like that Zhao 8, he's still, you know, maybe Nothing to Say got the build from Zhao 8, but either way, it's going to be the Eternal Shroud that Nothing to Say legitimately never skips on Leshrac. Partially because the hero has mana issues, so now you turn hood from a cost into a benefit as you get mana from absorbing magical damage, which you're going to take looking at the Alliance draft, but it's also one of the sources of spell lifesteal and significantly cheaper than, say, Bloodstone. They're off to a nice start, and yeah, Alliance love their team fight, but their draft certainly takes a little time to come online. Medusa and the Batrider just need items before they are really looking to get involved. Limp now with the BOTs.
Look at that stack and all the just walking the spirit through. Feels good. Now, this is something that we were talking about in the green room upstairs when we saw that the Clinkz was picked. I was asking, you know, which do you prefer? Because I've been seeing a Chrysalis build, and I've also been seeing a Maelstrom build. And you had mentioned that you like the Chrysalis better, but is this potentially better for Ame, doing the Maelstrom?
Well, it makes a little more sense with an ET, just because you're going to have the magic resistance aura on the spirit. So that makes Maelstrom procs do effectively pure damage. And if you're going to be stacking Ancients and kind of turned into this hard carry style, you do have 2 supports built to boost your DPS output. It makes more sense. It's really just, I think, player preference and about how the team likes to utilize them. Like, I think Gyrocopter is the best example of a counterpart, because some games you want the Chrysalis, some games the Maelstrom. It's really just, you know, whatever you feel like. But when you take a bunch of Ancient stacks like this, very nice to have a Maelstrom maxed out Q. It's going to be really cool to watch this hero. Clinkz, you know, it's been reworked like 7 times, but I think we might have found something here just because the hero can finally farm creeps, which was the biggest issue for so long, years.
I was about to say, it is fairly strange watching the Clinkz sit here and take a very stack Ancient camp. That's not something that you typically see in the past, because he's used to just, you know, farming heroes. This is a hero that wanted to be very active early on. And now it's sitting back. Yeah, the problem with the hero, you could literally not do this. Like, you would eat a creep, he would eat that creep, farm the camp, and then run into the enemy jungle and hope to find Medusa, maybe kill Medusa. You couldn't ever just take a little moment to try and farm it. He's actually with that stack ahead of Nico Baby on Dusa, who has not had the greatest laning phase, but still he's been playing, you know,
freely moving for his rotations for the last 10 minutes. 0-0-0. That's the dream Medusa KDA.
This feels like a retired Clinkz, you know, like he got older in life, you know, he still occasionally takes a job, wants to go, you know, take down the enemy ancient, but, you know, he also likes to enjoy a little me time, have a little farm time.
What is it? Just looking at the barrage tooltip. When it says, so when you use that, 60% of Clinkz's attack damage and attack modifiers. So does that mean it's like a lowered chance of Maelstrom proccing? Or that the lightning damage is only 60%? You
tell me, Kyle, you're the analyst.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
60% attack damage. Oh, no. Okay, it's the full damage, because it's applying 60% of the attack damage and attack modifiers. Not written as clearly as it could be. Miss Clark in 8th grade English would have been very disappointed.
Well, I'm sure when she plays Dota, she will write them a very strongly worded letter about how they need to be more clear about that. I mean, we see this constantly, right? We're, you know, there's some little things that the janitor needs to clean up in Dota.
I think I saw K's who tweet about it. Like, I
think a lot of people
stop nerfing things and not telling me. What am I supposed to do?
Gotta be a big brain gamer. Gotta realize it.
I feel like this is the slowest game we've seen so far on this stream. Now, 50 minutes, only 5-3, but more importantly, both squads like very content to leave the Rubicon, dividing the map, and acquire all resources.
Well, as you say that, you know, we go and find ourselves a Faith BN here. So he's gonna take a lot of damage, and he will get picked off. So some movement happening down towards this bottom area of the map. But what I think is most interesting is the fact that, you know, this Clinkz is out farming a Medusa with Slip Shot and a Manta.
I actually think he farms Ancients faster. But it does help that he has Venge for the minus armor and Aura, but still. That's impressive.
They're setting up at the bottom. They want to try to take out Limp. Winter's Curse comes out, though. They'll have to back off. Nice moves here from Zinq. Hanskin is here, though. They'll pop up the arena, the sphere. They have the Bedlam, and they should be able to get the kill over to Wait, unless they get a swap off like that from White. Beautiful. Nico Baby, though, he's joined in the fight. He's found the kill. He's got that Stone Gaze up and running, and he's just going to start chasing after anyone else. He gives a Faith beyond. He's channeling up. He turns his back around. He barrel strikes forward. No mana left over here on this Medusa. They've got the heal coming out from Wyvern, but they don't have anything else to protect her. So they have plenty of damage, and they just eradicate Nico Baby. FNG left behind. He's going to get stunned. He's going to get punched. Zinq will get himself a kill, and Ame would like to get himself maybe a little bit more damage over onto S4, but he's got that blink. Mars is safe.
Yeah, I'm afraid of this Clinkz. This is a scary hero, it feels like. Now going for the Scotty next. We talk about Drow as a counter to the Medusa for similar reasons. You outrange Medusa and then just spam damage in. I'm afraid all of a sudden for the Alliance lineup because, you know, the Medusa is really the only source of damage. Yeah, Willow has a lot of burst. It'd be nice to help find pickoffs with the lasso, but you know, Leshrac, Clinkz, they're gonna scale. And Faith Beyond is also having a nice game. Kept up with Limp in the net worth. And he'll have his blink complete. It's on the way.
I mean, that's kind of the trade-off with this kind of a draft coming out from Alliance is that, you know, Bat is a fantastic hero, right? He's one of the only heroes that can do what he does. He just got buffs, but he's not going to be able to contribute to that physical damage. So it's just so much pressure being placed over on Nico Baby to make sure he can get all the farm that he needs, all the items, and then survive. And it's a tough order.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Indeed it is. And the support duo specifically, PSG.LGD is just going to add a lot of damage, a lot of pressure right now on FNG for not just saving his allies with the Golden Brace, but I think he needs to have that combo break turnaround in order to set up for a big arena, stop the damage that comes in from the Clinkz to the Leshrac. Here comes the smoke. They don't have BKB yet on their Bat.
They have a lot of information, though, because you can see Limp was sitting in the top lane, and he was just sitting patiently in the tree line. They are having more heroes, though, joining up behind that he might not have seen. They do have a ward, actually.
Nice ward.
So they should be able to see that Faith Beyond's already here. They use the dust immediately. Faith Beyond, Burrow strikes away and blinks, but they do manage to find Zhao 8 over here. They've got the Terrorize trying to just run them into the wall, into the spears. Get the root off. Stone Gaze coming out. They want this kill. They want both of them. White coming in again, but he's not going to be able to save Zhao 8. They'll follow up with a nice Winter's Curse. A little bit of overlap here because they do manage to drag back over onto Faith Beyond. Need to finish him off though. They need a little bit more damage. Burrow strike forward. They're in pursuit. S4 looking. Spears over to a tree. Can they finish off the Sand King? Good stop though. We'll buy just a bit more time. But look, he's still alive. He's still able to click as he takes down 3 for a triple kill. They're looking for Ame. They want to grab this little skelly man and they want to rip apart his bones. And they're just chasing him down, pinning him to trees. And he is dead. Zinq, a little cheeky play here. Says, you know, you've been working too hard. Take a nap. Please don't kill me.
Really?
But it stands for the Y for his first name. But also someone told me that, I think it was Leon Arthur Dota, he was saying that they actually call him like Captain Y. And the phrasing for that is White Way, which I thought was really cool. And I thought it was very cute the way it bounces because we don't get to hear all this stuff over in the Western scene. We miss out on a lot of really fun stuff. They have a lot of nicknames actually over on PSG.LGD.
Yeah, especially PSG.LGD. The Chinese memes are just operating at another level. Remember we did that interview with DM and he talked about how the Russian community is much better at flaming them. It's similar where there's just a lot more effort put into the memes. There were like comics written and drawn and animated
there's someone on Reddit
about
that actually goes and translates all of the Chinese comics memes that go on. They're really good. They're fire.
Speaking of fire, that's a hell of a lot of damage coming out.
There's indeed. Fabian has found himself Dark Willow, and he was trying to get him with that epicenter. We'll be able to get it at the very end. Now that's a pretty big team fight ulti that's down. Is that worth it? Is that, you know, they're just planning on just farming up for now?
Yeah, Epi is one of those weird spells where you prefer to have it in team fights, but you actually get yourself into trouble sometimes trying to set up Epi when just a blink stun would do.
Okay.
And you get a free kill in the enemy 4, you're going to take it every time. Double stone. I love that there's now 5 items dropping per tier. I don't know how it's possible, but I would play games, didn't matter what role I was, I'd be the one guy left out. And it did seem weird. Like, I feel like there must have been a conversation, you know, at the Valve HQ, like, hey guys, why 4? Like, there's 5 players on the team. Why is there only 4? Like, are we trying to create hostility within the team environment? Like,
we already provide plenty of that ourselves as players. We don't need Valve to help us with that.
It's like deliberately enforcing scarcity and rationing on the community. Either way, S4, Blink Hood, nothing crazy. Scotty soon to be complete on Nico Baby, just completed by Ame, so a slight edge there. Roche will be the next point of contention, as you can see, warding and heroes now moving in synergy around the boss pit.
It is still just wild to me seeing this Clinkz have such high net worth. Smoke play though coming out from PSG.LGD. They're looking to start some trouble. Don't have that epicenter online, but looking to potentially set up a gank of sorts. No one though over in the triangle. FNG hiding in the tree line, hugging close to Nico Baby. Wants to be able to respond in case of any sort of leaps. And they do spot over here on the side. There's been some sort of a smoke. They're breaking it. They realize that somebody invisible is nearby.
Dire's bottom tower.
I love watching Clinkz play Dota. This feels like a great hero now.
Limb gets spotted, trying to barrage, just trying to take out this threat of a lasso, and they have enough damage, so there's not going to be any lasso available. Although FaithBN does get pinned over to the side. Y coming in hot though, does manage to keep him alive. They've got the essence ring. S4, he wants his kill. He's not going to be able to get it because he immediately gets stunned up by FaithBN. They'll follow up with a curse. FNG though ends up paying for it, and it's not enough damage to take down FaithBN.
Limp just got totally shocked there. He had BKB, just didn't use it. Ends up tanking like 50% of his HP from just a barrage, and then stun epi, gone. You saw the Maelstrom as well, really key. You're gonna watch, he gets embraced, probably trusting FNG, that'll be enough to keep him alive. But the epi magical damage and this Maelstrom proc, keep in mind, effectively it's pure damage because the natural order removing all magic resistance. So just with the spirit, Zinq helping out quite a bit. Only level 1 actually, but still 40%.
It's enough.
Significant.
It's enough. It gets the job done.
And that's Roche. That's a big edge for PSG.LGD, who have not really, a bit of a shaky start to stand in and all, but this game, maybe slightly weaker laning phase from Zhao 8, but you can see that the synergy and the idea of how to play the map is still there. I feel like Ame has far more ancients than Medusa.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that because he's constantly had stacks going as well. This is going to be a very interesting hero to see like how he scales and how he plays against some of these more traditional. They have Dust. Good FNG. He's trying to consider does he just use that heal? He will. And they have the Aegis over on Ame. So he's feeling very strong right now.
Now a Lotus Orb, that's a big pickup for the SK. Removes
Radiant's middle tower
the
is under
napalm stacks,
attack.
but more importantly can reverse
Dire's
either a
bottom tower
lasso
is under
or a
attack.
curse back onto the caster. And yeah, BKB next up for the Clinkz. I think that's definitely the right move.
Right over to the mid lane, reveals himself. Have a smoke play over on the side of Alliance as well. So they're combing through the bottom portion of the jungle, not finding anyone.
Gotta be careful though, the Clinkz ulti is fading. He wants to eat a creep before they actually get into this engagement.
Well, he can
Radiant's
take his
top
pick
tower
here over
is
in the
under
jungle.
attack.
Have a little snack before he goes murdering. I do have one other question for you. Is the... Sorry, I hear sounds. I think they're going in, and I guess they are actually going in. BKB this time coming up almost instantly. And they're going to protect S4 for as long as possible, following up with the curse.
Wow.
So they should be able to get the kill over here on FNG. They'll get the kill on S4 as well. And Hanskin, he's not going to make it out alive. They'll get the stuns off, and it's a triple kill now for Ame.
Yeah, this is the kind of fight that PSG.LGD are going to thrive on. That was really nice, though. Ame showed top, cleared the wave, and immediately invises back towards mid, where they're already making the play. So he's not even arriving late. Alliance think they might be getting a pick off. Instead, they get rocked. Really nice Lotus. That was the reverse curse we were talking about. Had 4 heroes all attacking FNG. He dies, and, you know, it's the team fight of Alliance. You know, the area control. The fights that they're winning, they're in choke points. You take spread engagements like this, not going to work for you, and they're going to lose tier 3 at least. They don't have Glyph. This is actually wrecked.
Dire's middle tower.
They do have to be careful, though. The Mars is going to be up in a couple seconds. He has the arena. You still have Limp, of course, with that lasso. He wants to try. Looking for the right angle. FNG. Ups forward. Just going to take out a ward. They really can't do anything to stop them from just taking that building. So much damage coming out from this Clinkz.
Yeah, this looks legit. Ame definitely in his element. You can see really nice initiation. Look, no Lesh, no Clinkz, but they're coming. They force the Mars into a rough position, and yet he stays alive for a moment, but that counter curse is just pretty much GG for this fight. You can see Nico's like, yep, nah, I'm not a part of this.
It is so hard to see that Lotus on top of everything else. Get the little bit of the laugh going on here, like, Times it's like that.
With the shard on Clinkz, I'm a big fan.
I was going to ask that, actually, because I have some people that don't feel like it's very value because of the way that he's changed. But clearly you like it still.
It's nice just because carry heroes that can buy shard and immediately have more damage. It's just naturally strong. Because if you look at Clinkz right now, how would he acquire more damage? Through items. Like, you don't have slots. Yes, of course, Daedal is more effective than the Dragonlance or the Aegis, but it's just an easy way to add damage. And in this case, it's also just annoying to play into. You can cancel Blink Daggers on heroes like Bat or Mars.
But it's the timing a little bit easier too, right?
As you just saw, it's really that you now never have to worry about having a death pack target.
Right, you pack your own lunch, so to speak.
Exactly.
Stuffier forward here, coming out from S4. They get a nice leap off over on the backside. Got that Lotus up and running. S4 is going to try to be saved, and no, he can't do it. So get that FE over onto the back lines, doing a lot of damage. Not quite enough to take out FNG, but they get another stop off. Limp gets picked off here. Nice swap coming through. They're trying to protect Ame. Nico may be looking. He just can't seem to get that final hit off. All right, there it is. That's the Aegis. The line's holding for now. He's coming back up for round number 2. They're just focusing down over on these buildings. They jump over to Hanskin. He is just deleted. As Ame focuses down over on the leftover racks here.
That's just too much damage. Like, the Alliance lineup just does not have damage. S4 is at 7k net worth. His Medusa is working on his first real damage item, the Daedalus, which is not complete. You're just pretty far behind at this point in Alliance. You can see they just commit with the double stun and heroes die.
Very nice play coming off here from PSG.LGD, and they're looking to go after their next target here in the bottom lane.
This Clinkz is the real deal. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of teams just straight up copy how Ame played with the team.
That was the Daedalus reference.
And it's, Effie's been saying this all week already. Yes, some heroes that farm Ancients got nerfed, but the concept of taking Ancients and farming stacks is still, like, really good. You know, carries have to be
for sure.
high-level carries have to do that. And yeah, maybe Luna's not going to be pickable, but Clinkz certainly is. And like, that was that's a pretty good flash farming ability.
Definitely, as we have the Ag Scepter now picked up for Y. It's going to be even more effective. A little bit short on that Burrow Strike coming out from Faithian, but look at Ame. He just runs right into the back. Starts focusing over at Nico Baby. He's going to back off. He's going to respect. Doesn't want to force anything he doesn't have to just yet. Focus on the tower. You see Alliance. They're trying to get into position. Limp trying to just punish this, trying to make it more favorable for them. Faithian getting ready. They make any moves over onto Ame. He's got the BKB though. S4. There's too much damage coming out. He's going to try to bulwark some of it off. Faithian jumping over onto the back lines though. Gets that epicenter off. Is he going to be able to finish off FNG? Not quite. FNG going to be able to buy himself a bit more time as Faithian just a bit too far forward without the rest of the team there. Nice Winter's Curse over the back lines, but they're also slept. They'll be able to take that Hanskin. Hanskin buying back FNG, sitting very, very low. Zhao chases after Ame though over here on the side. It's going to get feared away from the rest of his team, but the stop coming out over on the back line. They get the stun. Hanskin, he just fought back and he is dead. Nico Baby, look at this. Ame having almost no health is going to be able to just run away. Nico Baby's running out of mana here. Y trying everything he can. It's a nice flame break, burst them apart. Y will fall. Not much mana left on anybody else as they do have that Ags. They're trying to make a play here, trying to get some damage over onto Limp. Not going to be able to quite do it. Can this Venge Spirit do it? Is it going to be able to? No, it's too slow with the Scotty. It was a nice cheeky play though, that Essence Ring coming in clutch.
I was gonna say, it's like this could backfire if the Venge dies. Oh man, it would have been a much better fight for PSG.LGD. There was a 6 stomp, hit 3 to help cover Faith Beyond's initiation. But Jinkyu, he didn't have the mana for his Earth Splitter. Otherwise, I think Alliance might just get obliterated. But either way, they get a great fight out of it. Unfortunately, Ame survives. That would have really helped them out. They are significantly behind, but it is a Medusa. You can always have a chance, always potentially recover. The Daedalus looks to be completed. Oh no, but the Courier died. That's why he does not have it just yet.
It's true. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's a Medusa game. Medusa games are never over till they're over. And also, you do have a very big ultimate in your Winter Wyvern. You can turn things around if you get the right positioning. But they are big. Oh my god, look at this damage coming out from Ame. He just pokes, says, hello, I'm here, and then runs off again. As the team teleporting over, FNG needs to be very careful. The swap comes out, the follow-up with all the stuns. And that's a dead Winter Wyvern. Does have buyback, though.
They can't get the Megas yet. They need the tier 2 bottom. But if you're PSG.LGD, you're probably, yeah, you could see Zhao 8 even checking the Roche. But it could have been up, but nope, it'll be 2.5 minutes, so longer spawn. And you probably just look to farm the map. Maybe you swipe the tier 2 and just try and find pickoffs. End of the day, as long as you control the Alliance jungle, you don't have too much to worry about. You're going to grow your gold lead. But this is the danger of the single core lineup that Alliance tends to favor, is that if you fall behind, suddenly your carry is kind of even, in this case even a bit behind the enemy carry, but you know, Leshrac Sand King just applying so much more damage and required so many more items than their counterparts. And oh,
S4 is it. Rest of the team following up, but he's taking a lot of damage. Might be able to get the kill over onto what? Why is okay with this though? He does have an Aghanim Scepter. They get a nice stop ball with a beautiful Burrow Strike coming up from Faithian. He's got the epicenter. S4 as Kanskin goes down. Nico Baby is just trapped in a world of pain with Faithian and Zhao 8 as he will die. He buys back immediately. Limp over here with that BKB, but they have so much damage. It doesn't seem to matter at all as they get themselves a double kill. And now it's a triple kill for Faithian. More buybacks coming out. They're not ready to lose this game. But Ame, he's just beating them down. They have the lockdown, and there it is. They are just running over at Alliance, and the GGs are dropped.
I've seen Team's early GG a few times. Rare to see the production GG, but
yeah, I missed
that was over. And end of the day, you know, good showing.